If Ukraine is invaded, the shock will echo around the world. And those echoes will be heard in East Asia, they will be heard in Taiwan.
World leaders have implied connections between the fates of Ukraine and Taiwan in recent weeks. Concerns have been rising in recent years that a confident China under leader Xi Jinping may make a bold move to take control of Taiwan. Chinese policymakers are currently monitoring the situation in Ukraine for signs of how Western powers respond and just how severe those responses are.
Taiwan is indeed not Ukraine. Taiwan has always been an inseparable part of China's territory. This is an irrefutable historical and legal fact. The One China principle is a recognized norm in international relations.
The United States, the United Kingdom, the European Union, Canada, Australia and Japan have all announced economic sanctions to punish Russia following President Vladimir Putin's decision to invade Ukraine. But there are limits to the parallels and to how much China could gain from the spiralling crisis in Ukraine when it comes to any future actions toward Taiwan. The United States' focus on Europe could improve a potential opening for China to make a move on Taiwan. These fears are seemingly compounded by Moscow's increasingly close ties to Beijing.
It's certainly emboldened our enemies. Putin's activities in the Ukraine and Central Europe are very troubling. And it certainly emboldened China as well by their saber-rattling towards Taiwan.
The unique American-Sino dynamic complicates any attempt at comparison between Ukraine and Taiwan. China is the United States' most formidable long-term rival and the only country that can challenge the American interests across domains and around the world.
We are in a difficult period now, but I am confident that the leaders on both sides will come to realize that the future of the world depends on their capacity to analyze together what the challenge is.
John Mearsheimer, one of the most prominent international relations scholars, argues in his article titled "The Gathering Storm: China's Challenge to US Power in Asia" that if China were to gain control of Taiwan, this, more than anything else, would help it establish regional hegemony.
What is the likely American response if China attempts to dominate Asia? It is crystal clear from the historical record that the United States does not tolerate peer competitors. The United States is likely to act toward China similar to the way it behaved toward the Soviet Union during the Cold War.
We should still realize that if we want to reverse the situation in the relation between Washington and Beijing, and we have to overcome formidable difficulties, which I guess that we could not, although we still should do everything carefully to make possible and even remarkable and partial progress.
Taiwan and China split in 1949 amid a civil war, with the then ruling Nationalist Party fleeing to the island as Mao Zedong's communists swept to power in the mainland. China claims Taiwan as its own territory and has not ruled out the possible use of force to achieve unification. Taiwan has lived under the threat of invasion since the defeated Republic of China government fled to the island after losing a civil war with the communists. China has sought to isolate Taiwan internationally by barring it from the United Nations and other international organizations.
The Taiwan issue is purely China's internal affair, and no external interference is allowed. No one should underestimate the Chinese people's resolve, determination, will and ability to defend national sovereignty and territorial integrity.